Well, motherfucker, you can't have my cornbread. That's for damn sure. Because if you try to take my cornbread, part 2 of my killing spree gonna begin up in here on your ass right now. If you think about my cornbread, get the taste out your mouth. That's for damn sure. Now, fuck him. Fuck that. Because I'm from New York City, goddammit. Nobody take no cornbread from me. That goes for you and any other you motherfucking farmers wanna try some shit. You fuck around with me, it's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
What's good? It's your boy Trey Frazier and Maestro Styles here in the house, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast, live on the website barbershopsportstalkpodcast.com. Don't forget, make sure y'all follow us on social media. We got the Facebook page. Also, we're on Twitter at barbershopspor2. And we got the Instagram going. It's at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. We're not on Instagram Live just yet. I know I told some folks that we'd be doing that this week, but we got to hold off for another week. So, stay tuned for that in the coming weeks, hopefully. Maestro Styles is on the line. My brother, what's popping, man?
Man, you know what? How I'm doing is not what's important right now, man. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. You know, I already told y'all how I felt about Saturday night. I definitely got some words for what happened in the game Saturday night. And really, for that matter, I got a lot to say about just the AFC games, period. Because there was another wild game in the AFC in the other bracket that was, going on too. So I certainly got some words for both games.
We'll talk about them later.
Huh?
Y'all get on my nerves. Baltimore fans, all of you motherfuckers get on my nerves. Y'all are on my nerves this weekend. So, and let me just get straight into it. I don't even want to do the courtesies. This is a Super Bowl of Bush year, it seems like to me. I know it wasn't that way when the season started, but I think somewhere around week 8 or week 9, it was all and it got to the point where I even had to concede, and I was giving the Ravens more praise than I've ever had or wanted to in my life. Where this was a foregone conclusion that the Ravens were not only going to the Super Bowl, but had an extremely high probability of winning the Super Bowl this year, and y'all get the floor mocked. I don't care how it happened. Y'all got the floor mocked with y'all, and y'all just like, oh, all right, well, there's next year. And I'm not even saying that you don't have next year. I'm saying that this the way that y'all are being all convenient about this shit is irritating me, and I feel like y'all should be upset, and I feel like this is to kind of lose the culture that I promote in Ravens.
Why do you want us upset?
Dog, y'all were clearly the best team in the NFL this year. Clearly.
Best team don't always win it, man.
Shouldn't the best team win the Super Bowl?
Huh?
Shouldn't the best team in the NFL win the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Key word. They should.
How many years? Well, let's do it this way. How many years where we've had a clear, and like I said, it's been about since week 8. We've had a clear. We are very clear, and the general consensus is that the Baltimore Ravens are the best team in the NFL. How many times where we've had a clear-cut consensus best team in the NFL decided, and they don't win the Super Bowl?
It's happened a lot, to be honest with you. I don't know where you're getting this.
You gotta break that down for me.
You're acting like this is the NBA, bro. This ain't the NBA.
So when was the last clear cut best team in the NFL that we've had? Where was it stable?
Carolina Panthers.
The Carolina Panthers in 2015.
Yeah. I mean, granted, they did get to the Super Bowl, but they didn't win it.
We all thought that the Carolina Panthers in 2015 was the clear-cut best team in the NFL.
Yeah. And they weren't favored, over the Broncos that year, if I remember correctly.
So how were the clear-cut best team if they weren't favored in the Super Bowl?
No. I said that the Panthers were favored in the Super Bowl.
Oh, they were favored.
Okay. Yeah. They were favored in the Super Bowl.
I don't think they were. I won't. But I don't feel like they were the best team in 2015, bro. Like clear cut. Like there is no. Like nobody is respecting the argument from another person that's where we're having an objective conversation in 2019 about who the best team in the NFL was. There's no real objective argument.
Well, let me put it like this. There were folks out there saying that the Ravens definitely was the best team in the AFC, particularly in the AFC. Definitely in the league, we were number one in many people's eyes.
Just the AFC? Who was better than the NFC this year?
What's that?
I said nobody played better football than the Ravens in the NFL this year.
No, I'm not saying that somebody played better football than the Ravens. I'm saying that there were people out there that said that the Ravens were the best team in football, and I get that, and I agree with that. There was also a consensus that people liked the Saints. They liked the Niners and what they were doing. People was like, look out for Kansas City down the stretch. I don't think anybody said that it was the Ravens and everybody else. Like, you know how, like when the Patriots was going to all the Super Bowls and stuff, and everybody put the narrative out there that it's the Patriots and everybody else. No one said this year that it's the Ravens and everybody else. I never heard that narrative being, put out there.
I hear you, and I agree with nobody used that verbiage. But I don't think there's anybody who had it. I don't think there's anybody with an objective opinion who said that the Ravens weren't the best team in the NFL. Like clear cut, the Ravens were the best team in the NFL. And not only were they the best team in the NFL, but during the season they played the tougher teams in the NFL and have come out with W's.
Absolutely.
Like convincing W's. So it's like more to my point. Like they beat the Patriots, they beat the Seahawks, they beat the Texans. I think they lost to the Chiefs early on, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
But even then, that was like early on. It was like nobody. This hadn't happened yet.
Right. So let me ask you something. So what? So you? It sounds like you've talked to other Ravens fans, or you've had some kind of interaction with other Ravens fans. Let me know what the consensus is from those other Ravens fans that you've been in interaction with.
Everybody has this, oh, well, great season attitude, and I don't like it.
Well, look, I mean, obviously...
Let me be very clear. Let me be very, very clear. This wasn't a great season. This is not the time to have this wasn't the time to have a great season attitude for the Baltimore Ravens fan base, or the team for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
This was not the time to have a great, we made strides, because when you're really busting it down, y'all didn't make strides. Y'all first round out both years.
Well,
last year is like, all right. This year was a bad first game out.
Well, look. Look. If you want me to throw chairs and ransack my man cave and
that's what I want.
it's not happening, bruh. I mean, now that doesn't mean that I'm happy that the team lost. Of course, I'm not happy that the team lost. I mean, hell, I paid $237 per ticket. You know what I'm saying?
Bought your jersey and took your wife on a lovely evening out thinking, oh, this is going to be a great night, and which I'm sure it was, win or lose.
Right.
Come on, bro. This is bullshit. This is the utter bullshit. And the fact that y'all are being all high road about it is like, cut it out. Like, don't make it seem like y'all got your franchise quarterback and this is guaranteed to happen next year. That's not the case. This was an opportunity for y'all to get a Super Bowl.
Look. I hear you. It sounds like I'm talking to fellow Knicks fans that were upset that they didn't get KD and Kyrie. This is what this sounds like right now.
I wasn't upset about it. Well, I was upset. I was disappointed in that job to pull it off. Let's be clear.
Sure, and I still feel the same way. And I'll talk about that a little later in the show. But getting back to the Ravens, yeah, am I happy they lost? No, I'm not happy they lost. And like I said, I paid $230 per ticket on eBay. You mentioned something about the jersey, which I was getting the jersey regardless of if I was going to the game or not. It was.
Come on, and I'm not saying you're lying, but come on now, you bought it. And you broke it out for this event. That means something. Let's not act like that's not emotional.
Well, of course. But even if I didn't go to this game, I was still gonna get the jersey.
Yeah, and that's not. And I'm not.
And let's be clear about something. I bought the jersey, mind you. At the time I bought the jersey, I wasn't even thinking about going to the game. I thought about it maybe a couple weeks after, and I said, let me look on eBay. Let me see if there's some auctions going on. And bam, there's about 80 auctions worth of tickets. And I said, let me get in on the action. So.
And then, hold on. And I don't mean to cut you off, but of course I do. And then when you have the jersey, so let me ask you this. You bought the jersey before or after?
Before I bought the tickets.
Okay. So then when you got the ticket, not only did you have it, you saved it. You could have wore that any day. There's an emotional attachment.
Yeah, you're right. You're right in the sense that I could have worn it before that, but I didn't. What I mean.
There is an emotional response that I feel you specifically should have based on the fact that you had the jersey first.
No, there really isn't. I know what you're trying to do, but there really isn't an emotional attachment to the jersey.
But that's my problem with you Ravens fans. There should be some. That's just your personal story that I'm critiquing. I'm saying that y'all should be throwing tables and chairs because this was an opportunity where y'all should have been winning a Super Bowl.
Sure, but I guess now, look, it's been 3 days, so obviously, it's kind of wore off on me. Obviously, when I'm sitting there live in my seat and watching what's happening, yeah, I'm not happy. I'm like, Greg Roman, what the hell are you doing? Ravens, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, of course I'm not happy with what happened in the result, but at the end of the day, it's not like this team is going to be broken up. It's not like Lamar Jackson is still... It's not like Hold on a minute. It's not like Lamar Jackson is not going to come back and be better for this situation. It's not like this team is going to change, do a 360. Is it a guarantee? No. But if someone asks me, is the future bright? I would say, yeah, the future's bright. This isn't 2012 where, they broke the team up and the leadership left. This isn't, 2000 where, they got rid of the quarterback and, they let some other, guys go. This is a young team, man. It's not like, oh my God, Like, look, listen. Let me be clear about something here. Greg Roman, like I told most people, Greg Roman threw this football game. That was my feeling, my initial feeling, sitting in the stadium watching what was happening.
Hold on, but let me just ask you a question.
Sure.
How do you define throw? When you say throw the game, you mean he made some bad decisions and he should be, or do you mean he threw the game like he planned the game with the intention to lose?
I don't know if the intention was to lose, but certainly the intention was to do something that they haven't been doing all season, and that's make Lamar Jackson throw 59, 60 times in a football game, in a game that was, a 14-6 ball game for about, 2.5 to 3 quarters. Now, was Lamar Jackson off on his throws? Was he inaccurate? Did he, make mistakes? He turned the football over. He fumbled. He threw outside the numbers, which he's not very good at right now. But I can almost be positive enough to where I think that's something he's going to work on in the offseason. But for the most part, this game falls in the hands of Greg Roman because he went away from what was working for 16 games of the season.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you.
So if my frustration is with anybody, it's with Greg Roman.
Y'all handling it too calmly, and I feel like, and I don't like it. Let me just say this.
You don't have to like it, bro.
I'm expressing my feelings on my platform that we share, sir.
Sure.
I don't like the way that y'all family niggas is acting like, oh, it's okay when y'all were clearly the best team. Like, how many, and let's be very clear. So, in 2010, the last time the Pittsburgh Steelers went to the Super Bowl, I was upset that we lost, but we clearly weren't the best team in the NFL. We just weren't. And there's nothing about that. We just weren't the best team in the NFL.
Okay, I guess there's a difference between being upset and actually displaying your frustration for it. And not that I remember how you displayed your frustration back then, but I knew a lot of you was upset that you lost to the Packers that year. I don't remember how you displayed that per se.
Yeah, I was upset, but I wasn't but it wasn't throwing chairs upset. I know they were the better team. I knew that going in. I was in my head, man. I hope. I mean, let's be honest. If I'm being transparent, in 2010, I was hoping, man. I hope we could beat the Packers because the Packers are a good ass team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when we didn't, I was upset because I feel like we could have beat them had we made a couple of fewer mistakes.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I knew the Packers were the better team. If there ever was even when we go back to the 2004, we won it, so I was fine.
Yep.
We weren't the best team that year in 2004. Now we may have had the better defense, but we weren't the best team in 2004.
Now was that the 15-1 season?
No, that was the year before where we went 15-1, and then that next year we went
2004? You mean 2005? The Super Bowl year.
I'm sorry, 2005.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So 2004 is when we went 15-1. I'm sorry, 2005 when we won the Super Bowl is what I'm referring to.
Gotcha.
I don't think we were the best team that year, but that's not really to my point because we won. I'm talking about when you are clearly the best team in the NFL and you don't finish it all, your fan base should be upset.
And I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're upset. I'm just trying to paint a picture for why what you're seeing from other fans that's making you think that they're just okay with it.
You're displaying the same attitude.
That I'm okay with it?
Yeah, you're displaying the same attitude.
But I never said I was okay with them losing. I just said I'm over it.
how you're over it. It's only Tuesday. It happened Saturday.
Yeah, it's 3 days ago, bruh. 3 days can be a long time. I mean,
come on now. This is the time when you're supposed to get, because you don't get it. I don't know. Let me say this. I don't know who you talk to from Saturday to Tuesday. But this is your chance to get your sports shit off.
Well, look. I work in an office full of Ravens fans. So, obviously, I come in Monday morning and, folks are frustrated with what happened on Saturday, and rightfully so. I was frustrated as well. We talked about what happened in the game. We talked about whose fault it was. We talked about how the hell we lose to a 9-7 football team. Now, granted, this 9-7 football team is hot, but still, they're a 9-7 football team. We talked about all that stuff. What's up?
I said Derrick Henry, Pat. I wouldn't call it Titans a hot football team.
Okay, whatever. But
come on now. Don't just poo-poo that now. That's important to say.
No, I hear you, but I'm just not trying to debate that right now. I mean, the Tennessee Titans with Derrick Henry, they came in a hot football team, and let's not act like that defense hasn't played a big part in that also. For me, it's Derrick Henry in that defense, if you ask me. With Derrick Henry being number one, that defense being number two.
I hear you, bro. I'm not saying the Titans don't have a good defense. I'm saying the Titans don't have that kind of defense.
They don't have that kind of defense. But yet again, they've been pulling off wins ever since they clinched a spot in the playoffs, Week 17.
I mean, yeah, against the Patriots, who offense is trash, and against the Ravens.
Sure, and quite frankly, they weren't even favored against the Patriots. Niggas were still picking the Patriots to win.
Yeah, but that's because they're the Patriots, though, and that's because nobody was expecting to let Derrick Henry run roughshod over them. And I get it. He's done it 3 weeks in a row against the Texans, who also have a suspect running defense, the Patriots, who have a suspect running defense, and I don't care what the stats say. Anybody who watched the Patriots can see that. And then the Ravens, who I don't think I wouldn't call their defense suspect, but they certainly can be ran on. But this, where we know what's happening.
Yeah, listen. I don't know what you're. Again, I'm not happy with them losing. What person in their right mind would say that they're happy with them losing?
I feel like y'all treating this as just another loss, and it's more in the way I saw it.
How? Like, give me an example. Give me an example. It's as if it's not enough for someone to say, I'm frustrated with this team losing. I'm not happy that they lost this way.
I heard you were way more upset when they lost to the Browns earlier this year than it sounds you're upset about how they lost to the Titans in the playoffs.
Well, it's the Cleveland Browns. I mean,
it's the Tennessee Titans in the playoffs.
I understand you're comparing regular season to postseason. I totally understand that. I'm comparing the franchise to the franchise. I mean, if you ask me, I think Tennessee is a little more stable than the Browns are, or have they been, or the way they've been in the last few years.
Yeah, I don't get how you can be more upset about the Browns than Browns in the regular season than the Titans. And I get it. I won't keep beating the dead horse because obviously you're not upset. I just want to say
No. See, I think this is where you're getting this wrong.
No. Okay, well let me retract my words so that I understand that you are upset or you have been upset. If my team, if I were a Ravens fan right now,
yep,
and I lost to the 9-7 Tennessee Titans, where we knew exactly what they were going to do when they came into this football game, exactly what they were going to do. They did it gallantly, as if nobody knew what they were going to do. I'd still be pissed today on Tuesday when it was time for me to talk about it on my platform.
And again, as I stated earlier, if there's somebody that I'm pissed at more about the loss than anything, it's Greg Roman, because all Greg Roman had to do was call the game plan the way he's been calling it for 16 games during the regular season. He didn't do that.
Well, then I'm pissed at more people than Greg Roman, because John Harbaugh's the coach. At what point do you say, "Hey, bro, this shit ain't working"?
That's fair. And you know, I've had my beefs with Harbaugh about that for years. So.
And then if we're going to keep on spreading blame, because this can go further. And the last person I'm going to blame is Lamar Jackson, because he balled. Let's be very clear. Lamar Jackson, in the midst of his mistakes, still balled.
Yep.
But the next level of blame is going to Martindale. We know they're going to run the ball. How is it happening consistently at that clip per run, and no adjustments are made? Nothing happened differently from the kickoff to 0-0.
Yeah, listen, man. I hear you. If you're talking about the order of blame, I get you. At the end of the day, man, you can't overcome 5 turnovers, man. A fumble, 2 interceptions, and 4th downs. Which, by the way, and you know, I'll talk about the 4th downs for a second here. We've gone 8 for 8 on 4th and short throughout the season. I think we've also went like something crazy, like we converted like 75% of 4th down conversions throughout the regular season. And so all of a sudden you get into these playoffs and it's 4th and short, and the play calls that you called on those conversions, it was garbage. The play calls were garbage, man. I mean, Lamar Jackson basically bounced off of the back of his lineman and tried to do something slick, and he got caught in the backfield. Here's another thing I'm frustrated about. Why not give Gus Edwards more opportunities to run the football? And you know, this is all, you know, going back to Mark Ingram being not 100% in this game, because we all knew he got hurt in the Cleveland game. He sat out week 17. He was getting a little bit better, but he wasn't 100%. The first couple, you know, plays he went out there, he tried to do some stuff, and then he went to the bench, and then he got an ice pack for his calf. And at that point, I just knew, okay, Ingram's pretty much not gonna, you know, do as much in this football game. So it's Gus Edwards' time, and look at the stats: 3 carries for 20-something yards. And it's not like he wasn't gonna shred these guys. Gus Edwards had like a 12-yard run in one play, and then they take him off the field.
Come on, man.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, there's stuff that I'm frustrated about with this game, for certain. There's no.
I feel like I may have seen your one tweet or Facebook post that said Roman threw the game, and that's it. I feel like y'all missed out on a major opportunity here, and I'm not saying
a major opportunity for what? To go to the Super Bowl? Okay, yeah, absolutely. I mean, because listen, we're not guaranteed to go 14-2 again. We're not guaranteed the number 1 seed. Do I think we'll be good? Do I think we'll get back in the playoffs? Yeah. But 14-2 with a number 1 seed on the line and a home playoff game and the title game, to blow that opportunity, yeah, it's frustrating, man.
And let me add to that. Against a team where you knew exactly what they were going to do, and they did it all down your throat at home.
Yeah, but I feel like, and I think you're right in the sense that you've put the pecking order of people to blame, and Martindale is sort of at the bottom of that list. Roman calls.
Lamar Jackson at the bottom of the list. Martindale is high on the list. Your front 7 is high on that list. The fact that they turned Earl Thomas into a lead blocker on the play is high on that list.
Right. Well, Martindale is on the bottom half of that list, I would say. Greg Roman calls his game. I don't think the defense is put in those situations, if you ask me. I don't think we turn the ball over as much. I think we convert those 4th downs. I think we keep those drives alive, and I think we score. And the defense is not even put in that situation, if you ask me. But no, he had to say, you know what? We're gonna let Lamar throw it all over the lot. That's gonna be the game plan. We're gonna give Gus Edwards 3 carries. We're gonna run the ball just 19 times throughout the game. In a 1-score game, we're gonna just, we're just gonna throw it. We're gonna throw it on first down. We're not even gonna, do the play action. We're not even gonna, do the option. It's like, come on. Like, with Greg Roman, he's public enemy number 1. There's no question in my mind he's public enemy number 1.
Hey, man. Well, I guess to put a close on the situation, I know I guess at some point we were going to have to recap. I wasn't really expecting to go into a recap. I just wanted to focus on the fact that nobody seems to be angry.
Well, look, we might as well go into it, man. I mean, you already...
Well, we already recapped it. There's nothing else to recap. I
yeah.
don't know if you had any other notes to recap, but...
Yeah.
You had more notes than that?
No. I really didn't. I really didn't.
You don't really have to go into that game now, but my focus was on the fact that it seems like Ravens Nation is just okay with the fact that they were the number 1 seed and the best team in the NFL, and they lost to a 9-7 team that you knew exactly what they were going to do. And like I said, and this is my argument, and you just disagree with my argument. There has never been a clear-cut better team than everybody in the league than right now. Like, even when we talk about Patriots teams, I don't think we've ever looked at a Patriots roster and been like, yo, this team is notches above everybody else. Now, of course, the Tom Brady-Belichick dynamic definitely, puts a little distance between teams. But I think when we talk about Belichick and Brady, we talk about more just because of the dynasty that they are than we're talking about this team on paper. If you play, I think every team goes into I think most teams, let me say, go to playing the Patriots and think we have a shot, and then just realize, damn, they just get reminded, like, damn, this team is just better coached than we are. And now it's starting to catch up with the fact that now they don't have the players, and coaching don't mean as much no more because they just don't have players to execute this year. I think that's what the major difference is. The Ravens have this year had the perfect mixture of talent and coaching this year, where I don't think nobody should have stopped them this year. And if anybody's paying attention to me since week 8, that's what I've been championing to the, much to my dismay, that damn, the Ravens, I'm about to have to deal with the Ravens winning a fucking Super Bowl, and we haven't been to or won a Super Bowl since 2008. So that's 2 bowls y'all got over us since the last time we won one.
Well, right. Well, look. I partly agree. I partly disagree. In regards to the Patriots, when we talk about the dynasty, when we talk about the mystique of the Patriots, I think you're right in the sense that when we say the Patriots are head and shoulders above everybody else, it's really, we're talking about Brady and Belichick and not so much the roster. I disagree in the sense that despite that, folks have still said it's the Patriots and it's everybody else. Meaning it's the coach, it's the quarterback, plus they're the favorite to go to the Super Bowl.
If you take one of those dynamics, either coach or quarterback, nobody says that anymore.
Well, not anymore because of what the Patriots...
No. I'm talking about back then. If you took one of those dynamics away, coach or quarterback, like for instance, when Brady was out for a year,
right?
That dynamic is gone. Nobody thinks the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl without both of those components being involved.
Sure. But that doesn't mean that they're not that doesn't mean that folks weren't saying that they were head and shoulders above everybody else in the AFC and in most cases the NFL. That doesn't mean that people weren't saying that they were the clear-cut favorites, to go to the Super Bowl.
Right. That's what people were saying. And I'm not disagreeing. What I'm also saying, though, is that every good team that plays the Patriots goes in there thinking we have a shot to beat them because we have a better roster. They just end up being wrong because of the quarterback coach dynamic.
No, I hear you, man.
But again, and I'm gonna try to put this might just go my first time trying to put a button on the conversation. Good. These motherfuckers didn't win the Super Bowl.
And we still made the playoffs, and y'all was on the couch.
And now you're on the couch with us.
All right. Well, hey, we made the playoffs, man. Y'all was at home from the jump, so at least I could hold my head on that.
You can always hang your head on that.
I'll hang my head on that.
Even though you should have been winning the Super Bowl.
That we made the playoffs, and that the Pittsburgh Steelers, with the season on the line in Week 17, even lost to our backups in Week 17. I can hang my head on that.
That's because our whole team is back up. So yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, if that.
I don't know if your whole team's backups, but I guess the key positions there were backups. Okay. The quarterback. Okay.
Beat Doug Hodges.
No, RG3 beat Duck Hodges.
Yeah. Hey.
RG3, who hasn't played all year except for mop-up duty.
We know who's the better quarterback. Come on, like, what are we talking about right now? Like, what are we talking about?
Is it that clear cut to you?
That RG3 is better than Doug Hodges? Yes, that's clear cut.
It's clear cut, really?
That's clear cut.
Wow, what are we basing that off of?
RG3 has a playing career.
Okay, so we're basing it off of the past, then.
When have we ever seen Doug Hodges be good? We've seen him have a game where he didn't fuck a game up. Doug Hodges has been good all year.
Right, and we've seen RG3 in mop-up duty, and he hasn't been all that great. Now, granted, he doesn't take the reps, but, I mean, even in the game, Week 17, I didn't think he was all that great. I just thought he just did enough to not mess the game up. What's up? He was miles better than him on that day, for certain. But, hey, man, I just want to shout out the chat real quick, man. We got RC in the building. We got Mocha Bella. Also had Fame up at Prospect up in here as well. I just want to read just a couple comments. RC had a comment in the chat here. He says, hell, I'm frustrated with my team, especially with my overrated and overpaid quarterback. I don't like that. Never did like that, and I can't wait until we part ways with that quarterback. Obviously, you know, RC is a Minnesota Vikings fan, so he's not happy with. Well, he says he's frustrated with the team. He didn't necessarily say he was frustrated with them losing to the Niners. So.
Well, and you know, I guess we'll save that for when we get to that game. But,
Yep.
I'll say this. That running game didn't do well. If that running game doesn't do well, don't expect Kirk Cousins to do well.
100% agree, man. And he also had one more comment here. He says, I've seen a 15-1 Green Bay Packers team lose in their first playoff game versus the New York Giants. It happens. So that's probably the best comparable to what happened to us.
What was that?
Oh, 2011. That was the year fresh off their Super Bowl win.
Yeah, they should have been pissed about that too, though.
Yeah, and I guess that's the question where Packers fans pissed, because I don't recall, you know, Packers fans. Say it again?
I said I don't recall either, because and let's be clear, I know maybe 2 Packers fans in my life.
Right.
But I feel like they took this. If you 14-2, 15-1, I don't, and again. And I'm not necessarily, and let's be very clear, I'm not necessarily basing it off of the record. I'm basing on watching them play every game, and this team looks like the clear-cut better team.
Right, and so
better than every other team.
Right, and so that year that the Packers went 15-1, they were the clear better team.
That's what the record says. That's what the stats say.
No. They were picked to go to the Super Bowl. They were picked to repeat. I remember that year. Rodgers had like this. Wasn't he like the MVP that year? Rodgers was the MVP that year. They were the clear. You said 45 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
I believe that was that year.
Okay, that was his MVP year. They were the clear-cut favorites to go back and repeat in the Super Bowl. And what happened? New York Giants, and by the way, 9-7. Let's be clear, that Giants team was 9-7, went into Green Bay and knocked them out. So that's why I say this is sort of more the comparable to what happened to us. We were 14-2, the best team in the league, got knocked out by a 9-win football team.
But even if that be the case, and I'm just gonna rock with it because I don't remember, that was what, 9 years ago?
About 9 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's
what's the point?
More to my point. That's really still more to my point that normally when you're the clear-cut best team, you expect to go to the Super Bowl, and if you don't, then then fans should be disappointed, and they shouldn't just be like, oh well, next season.
Yeah, but just for the record, that really wasn't my attitude, like my immediate attitude. I was really upset with what was happening in the stadium. Let's remember, I'm at the stadium. I'm not watching this from my couch. I'm in the stadium watching this happen. So, yeah, I'm frustrated. And Monday morning, walking into an office full of Ravens fans, hell yeah, we're frustrated. We're going to talk about it. So, I'm just coming on here tonight, because, quite frankly, I ain't trying to, make too much noise up in here. My walls in this house is mad hollow. The kids trying to sleep. I'm probably too loud as we speak, but that's either here nor there, man. The Ravens, they blew it. Greg Roman is number 1 on the list. I really, at this point, I've kind of expressed pretty much all my frustration with this football team from Saturday, and they blew it.
Can I just ask one question? We put in office 15 minutes ago.
Sure.
Who got the frustration rant? Who got it?
Who got the frustration?
Who got your frustration rant?
Who got my frustration rant? Okay, who did I vent to?
Yeah.
My uncle.
Okay.
The next day.
Okay.
The next day, because
I'm gonna call you uncle then, because I want to know what you said.
It's that important to you, huh?
It is.
It's.
I don't feel like it is not. Let me be clear. It's not just you. I'm just talking to you. I feel like that for every Ravens fan that I've had, and I haven't had an extensive conversation to this point. But every conversation I've had, it's been like, yeah, man, that shit was crazy, man. How did that happen? Oh, man. And it was kind of like, yeah, well, we gone.
You holler at Chips?
No, I don't be on Twitter like that, so no, I didn't think to talk to Chips.
Okay. Yeah, because I really wasn't, I kind of was following him throughout the game, but I really wasn't into it because I was trying to watch what was going on in the game.
I'm going to tweet him and ask him how he felt, though.
Yeah, I think he'll tell you the same, that he was frustrated with the loss, but he might just say, look, it's, and it might have something to do with the fact that he works for a media outlet that covers a team, so maybe he's not as 3 days and hey, it's done. What happened? It was frustrating. It's time to get to work. Let's next season, let's focus on next season. Maybe that's his attitude. I don't know. I don't know, man. Again, I'm not gonna turn tables and bust. What's the Eagle fan name? I can't think of the guy's name, but there's an Eagle fan that's always on Twitter. He's either always on Twitter or he's always on a video, and he's always cussing out the TV or doing something crazy like that. Nah, man. I
know about Country Wayne for the Cowboys, but I don't know.
Oh, Country Wayne.
Somebody like that for every NFL team, man.
Yeah. I mean,
I know. I don't know if this guy's popular, but there's this guy called Pittsburgh Dad who does it for the Steelers. I don't know if he's popular or not.
Okay.
I don't really watch him because
right.
I don't feel like I'm gonna relate to him.
Right. Right.
But But we should have that. We need that representation for each NFL team on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, and I'm sure there is for every team. I just don't feel like researching
They
it.
need to be as popular as their country Wayne though. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Country, but doesn't Country Wayne? Isn't he also a comedian though too?
Right, I was going to say that. But even if it's not country, like for instance, there's this Instagram cat named Davey Ruffin. He's like, I don't know how, he's more of a local. You know, I don't know that people know him on a national level.
Right.
But because he does DC, like he does DC type of topics. But every week when they win, every week when they lose, we need that representation. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, no, I hear you, and I guess my point to that is that I'm sure that every team has that one fan that maybe not so much goes viral, but maybe has a platform that can express their frustration in sort of in the same way that, and I never seen Country Wayne react, this way to the Cowboys, but maybe react to that level per se.
Mm-hmm.
So. But man, speaking of breaking news, man, I guess we could get into some of these retirements, man, because RC just broke something in the chat that Luke. Yeah, Luke Kuechly retired. So and I wish I had his stats up, but I don't. So
Hey man, barbershop. That's why it's the barbershop sports talk podcast. You don't gotta have stats.
That's fine. I don't have to, but I'm just not gonna, go searching for it right now since it's breaking news.
Well,
but
I'm not gonna search for it because I mean, look, I feel like I can accurately bust down his career without knowing the stats. He was one of the better middle linebackers in the game.
Right.
He'll be a Hall of Fame. He's not a first guy to Hall of Fame, but he'll be a Hall of Fame after a while because he's that white middle linebacker that's been consistent and been productive for.
How many years he's been in the league?
Man, I want to say. Let me see if it's something that says how long he's been. I don't know, but
because depending on the years, right? Depending on how many years he's been in.
28 years old. He's not old, so.
Yeah, so that kind of tells me you're probably looking at maybe an 8-year career, maybe possibly.
Yeah.
That I mean that's kind of what you're looking at here. Okay.
But that didn't change my point. He's one of those good middle linebackers that was consistent. I think he won Defensive Player of the Year in 2013. I just read, and he'll make the Hall of Fame one day. But and I'm not even saying he's not deserving of it, but he's just one of those guys that was there consistently enough to make enough good plays, and he'll be there.
Yep, I agree. Been to the Pro Bowl 7 times. 5 times first team All Pro. And I think the All Pros is really where you kind of, make or break whether a guy's a Hall of Famer or not. And despite the fact that he's only played 8 years, he's accumulated enough accolades to warrant himself a gold jacket. Now, I agree with you. I believe that he'll wait. I don't think he'll get in on the first ballot, but eventually, somewhere down the line, depending on who he's going up against, he'll eventually get there.
Yeah, we've seen this guy before, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, because certainly congratulations on a good career. But we've seen, and I won't even say good. I'll say if he's first time All Pro 5 out of 8 years, that's great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I'm shitting on him, but we've seen this guy. We've seen this linebacker before.
Yep.
So it's like, we know what it is. He'll make the Hall of Fame, and he should. But you can just look at this dude. And we know what this is. Like,
yep.
My point is, we ain't have to pull up the stat book. We know what this dude is.
Yeah. 7-time Pro Bowler too. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we know he was one of the better middle linebackers in that time.
No doubt. No doubt.
That ain't hard to decipher.
Yeah, and let's talk about Antonio Gates' career also, man. 116 receiving touchdowns, 955 receptions.
That's a nigga more for the stats.
Oh, the stats is up, homie. The stats is up, my nigga.
Like, and again, I don't want to feel like I'm disrespecting Luke Kuechly, but you know what I'm saying? Antonio Gates been here for a minute. Like, this is a dude.
Well, not just that. But not just that, Antonio Gates is an offensive player, so of course he's going to have more stats than Luke Kuechly, who's a defensive player.
Well, that's not necessarily where I'm going because, like, when Ed Reed retired, that's somebody whose stats you look up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me say it like this. Luke Kuechly was not a transcendent football player.
Different positions.
Football player.
Yeah.
Antonio Gates is leaning more towards. Antonio Gates was one of the best tight ends to ever play the game.
Yeah. Yeah. No question. 8 times in the Pro Bowl, 5 times All Pro, 11,841 receiving yards. The dude on skates is going to the Hall of Fame, and he should be in on the first ballot.
Right.
I heard somebody on the radio today say, I'm not sure if he gets in on the first ballot. Well, the hell you not. The hell he is. He's getting in on the first ballot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The only thing you got to tell me is that he ain't been nowhere near the Super Bowl. That's the only thing you got to tell me.
Right. If there's like this one like glaring thing about Antonio Gates is that he's never been to a Super Bowl.
That's it.
Yeah. But
he's in that tree of tight ends that that whole when the whole basketball player tight ends was popping.
The
like
Tony Gonzalez, the Jimmy Grahams.
He's that. He's the pioneer of that brand of tight end that people talk about. So he's a that's not an argument.
Yep.
Shouts out to Antonio Gates, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Word up, man. Hey, can we talk about another Antonio while we're on the subject of Antonios, man?
Sure.
Your man's wildin', man.
He ain't on my team no more. Ain't my man no more.
Your man's, man. He wildin', man. What's going on, man? What's going on with this dude?
What do you do now?
All right, so I saw this on Twitter the other day. Matter of fact, it was yesterday. So he goes on Instagram Live, right? And he's outside with his kids and his ex. And I guess his ex came over to go get something of his or whatever. And Antonio Brown basically was trying to say that his ex was trying to steal one of his Bentley cars, right? So the cops was called, and I don't remember who called the cops on who or not, but the cops was called, and the cops show up, right? And they go talk to his ex about, whatever, and Antonio Brown is just basically, like, from his door with the Instagram Live feed going, like, y'all pigs need to get up out of here. I don't know what y'all doing. Like, basically just, like, like going at the cops. Like my nigga, like, you realize you in America, right? Like, like these cops don't care whether you with your kids or your ex or your wife or whatever, man. Them niggas will, hem you up real quick, whatever. And then there was some other situation where he had like a bag of gummy bears, but it wasn't gummy bears. It was more like it was bachelorette party gummy bears shaped like dicks or something like that. And he threw the gummies at his wife, at his ex. All while she was talking to the cops.
But hold on, why the nigga had dick gummy bears in his home?
I have no idea. That's the same thing I was thinking. That's the same thing I was thinking.
That's the real question. Why does nigga even have that on his home? This nigga walking around the crib with dick gummy bears?
Antonio Brown. There's something ain't right with Antonio Brown.
Did you see his music video?
I saw the link. I bothered to not watch it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
What was it? What was it like?
I didn't watch it either. I didn't watch it.
Okay.
The video looked lit, but I ain't watching it.
Okay. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking to myself. Like, oh, that video looked like it's popping, but I really don't want to watch it.
I mean, let's be clear. I'm all Pittsburgh or ex-Pittsburgh fill it out as far as them rapping. I'm all done with that.
Oh, Le'Veon and
I'm done with Pittsburgh ex-Pittsburgh Steelers and their music careers.
Well, was Antonio Brown rapping? I guess that's the question too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was his song.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, have you heard the song?
No, but
okay.
Given his mental mind state right now, I don't think I'm interested.
Okay.
Now, talking to you makes me feel like maybe I should go give it a listen just to be sure, and I will just to be sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
okay. Because I thought maybe you heard it, but like you said, you didn't watch the video.
I'm definitely judging the book by its cover. I'm definitely judging the book by its cover on this one.
Oh, you and I both. And like I said, I saw the link, but I just bothered to not be interested. So.
But I take it back. I'm gonna watch it. I take it back.
Let me know how it turned out.
I will. I'm gonna send you the link, man.
What's up?
I'm gonna send you the link again. Send you the YouTube link.
Oh, okay. Oh, bro, I'm sure it's still on Twitter.
I'm sure it's on YouTube because it's a music video.
Right.
I'm gonna send you the video.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna try to text it to you.
Oh, okay. All right.
You do this as a family.
All right. So have you heard about what's been going on with the Houston Astros?
I heard vaguely what's been going on with the Astros. But before we get into another deep conversation, I need to get this out of my system. It's not deep, it's not it, but I know it don't require a whole bunch of coverage.
Right.
But I posted it on Instagram earlier today about the new WNBA.
Yes.
CBA.
Yes, sir.
And the fact that they are going to be getting, I believe the minimum is now. No. I saw 500K.
Okay, so this is the numbers that I saw. Compared to the last CBA, which the players, I think, on average were making about $117,000 per season. So that number is bumped up to about $215,000. I think also the salary cap per se went up from about $970,000 to like $1.4 million now. So there's definitely improvement. And I don't have a problem with anybody arguing that it's still not enough. But
I'm going to celebrate the win right this second.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Celebrate the win right this second. And get this, they get their own hotel rooms now. Every player gets their own hotel room.
Now I didn't know that part about it. Yeah. So they weren't getting their own rooms. Is that right?
They weren't getting their own hotel rooms. They weren't paid for maternity leave when they were pregnant. So when they were pregnant, they was just short.
Okay. And
now they're going to pay the maternity leave.
Yeah.
Which I can't imagine why they just thought of that.
Yep.
But
yep.
Maybe they did think of it and feel like, hey, nah, if y'all ain't playing, y'all ain't playing. Like, this is crazy. But
yeah.
But there you go. But definitely round of applause for those ladies and women who deserve to be treated as equals. But it's not, because this is not necessarily them getting treated as equal, because it's small steps. And let's be clear, NBA is making the money, which is why it can be that way. But to pay, if I can go to a 4-year, get a associate degree and make as much as the top WNBA player in the league, I think that's a problem.
Yep.
That's a problem. I don't agree with that.
Right.
That's crazy to me. And the fact that they sharing rooms with other people when they gotta go out night after night and play basketball,
right.
And they can't even sleep in their own damn room and their own bed. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. And it's not like the WNBA is new. The WNBA has been here for a little while now. I mean.
I'd say more than a little while. It's been here almost 25 years. I remember the inaugural season because I went to a Liberty game in '97. So
yeah, but in the grand scheme of the league, this is not it's not brand new in the grand scheme of the league. You know what I'm saying? So it's not old as dirt either. You know what I'm saying?
no, sure.
In the scheme of leagues and what we deem to be successful leagues, this is 25 years is down like the second milestone, with the first one being 10.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nonetheless, a very successful league, and that's made some leaps and bounds over the years. Nonetheless.
And they certainly made more money than they're dishing out to players.
Yep.
You know, so this is a step. This is a big step, and I would hope that things get even better at the next agreement.
And Maestro, just to add to that, since we're on the topic of the WNBA, just real quickly, I had a conversation with my uncle on Sunday about this, and he was telling me about how he went to the Mystics game. It was in the season. It wasn't the playoffs, but he went to a regular season Mystics game at that new place in Anacostia. Right. And we were talking about how the league will probably be better if all the teams actually got their own facilities instead of playing at, the NBA's, kind of like how the Mystics used to play at the Wizards Arena. And when you watch them on TV, they'd have to, cover up the upper bowl of seats and all that just to make it look like a little more intimate. Now that they built, some of these, smaller venues for these teams, that it makes it look more, more legit. Like, this is an 8,000, 10,000 seat arena. It's their own facility. I think if all the teams in the league did that, I think that'll be a much big improvement also, just in the sense of how it looks on TV and in the sense that they could recoup that money themselves.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So they're making some good, they're making some strides, man. You still there?
Yeah. So the Astros. Let me know about the Astros.
All right. So check this out, right? And
how angry are you? Because I heard I was listening to First Take this morning, and Max Kellerman brought up an interesting point about the Yankees in reference to this whole thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you let me know about that because I didn't see that episode. But let me just hit you with. What's that?
I said it was an interesting point that I figured that would have been. I'm thinking when he thought you would have already been thinking that, but I'll let you go ahead and see if you get there.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I think I know what you're thinking that I'm thinking too, and I've kind of had that same thought too. But just to kind of recap what's been going on with the Astros, so. Weeks ago, I don't know, a month or 2 months ago, the guy used to work for the Astros in the front office. They let him go. And he leaked out some information about how the Astros were cheating by, stealing signals from the opposing team by banging on drums and doing some other stuff, like some other activities or whatever. And this was during the 2017 season, which... Obviously, that was the year that they won their first World Series against the Dodgers that year. And all of a sudden now, the cat's out the bag that, there was proof that they were stealing signals. I mean, I think even some of the players that came out and was like, well, we tried to, get them to stop it, but, the manager wouldn't come in and kind of put a halt to it. So even players came out and was like, yeah, this is what's going on. A couple of the front office people came out and said, yeah, this is what's going on. So basically, Major League Baseball just said, yo, we're just going to throw the hammer down. We're going to suspend A.J. Hinch for 1 year. We're going to suspend the GM for 1 year. And then about an hour later, the owner of the Astros said, you know what? I'm just not going to deal with this. I'm just going to fire you both.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the Astros, they're breaking the Astros up, and is what I'm basically trying to get at. And if you ask me, because I'm pissed off, about losing to the Astros in the playoffs and all that. I'm not shedding a tear for the Astros on this one. Break the team up. I mean, it's better. It's better enough for me that we got one of your best pitchers to come on our squad and give him some money. Now that you lost your manager, you lost your general manager, and who knows what else is in the owner's head? He might be like, let's trade Altuve, let's trade, some of their better players. This whole thing's broken up now. The Astros, in my eyes, are no more.
Yeah.
They're no more.
Let me ask you to what you're saying, because it's not so much that they were stealing signals, because teams do that or look to do that all the time.
Yep.
Apparently, there was video technology that was placed in the field, center field.
Yep.
Where they had video reference of what players was doing hand signal wise, and then so they could study this, and then when they saw it again, i.e. in the World Series and other games, you would have to assume that then they would start these, the banging of the trash cans and things like that, because they had video intel on what other teams were going to do. That's the difference.
Yep.
I think like with I was listening to Stephen A. say this morning, which makes sense. Anybody who got eyes, of course, if you notice a pattern of somebody doing a signal and something happens when they do it, if you can memorize that, of course you can use that to your advantage. That's not necessarily I wouldn't deem that as cheap, not neat. I would deem that as cheap. That's strategy.
Sure.
So, you know what I'm saying? But to actually buy technology in order to memorize those signals and then use them in games, that I think that's kind of crossing the threshold between strategy and cheap.
Right.
Secondly, these hand signals were used when they was playing y'all, bro.
Oh yeah, listen.
Technology.
Yeah.
Technology is, the reason why y'all was a better team, and
yep.
It started going crazy on y'all and y'all lost.
Yeah, we was up, bro. We was up 3-2 in that series.
Yeah, that was because they learned your hand signals.
We was up 3-2 in that series. Going back to their place.
It should have been the dream World Series that me and you were hoping for in 2019, where the Yankees and the Nationals win the World Series.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about this past season. I thought you was referring to 2017.
And then 2018, and when they beat y'all again in 2018?
No, we got beat by the Red Sox, who, by the way, Maestro, the Red Sox are being investigated for something similar, if not worse.
Yeah, they already fired him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the coach that came from Houston, they parted ways.
The Red Sox fired their manager?
Whoever the guy was that came from Houston to Boston.
Alex Cora? They fired him? What?
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Fired in... Oh, okay, yeah, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yo, hold on a minute. I gotta do this, Maestro. I know you can't hear this, but I gotta put the round of applause for this, man. You bums.
Yeah.
You bums.
Yeah.
Now we the...
This is the energy I was looking for right now.
Now we the favorites, man. We the favorites in the league, man. Let's go, man. They should just hand us a trophy right now, man.
Well, we tried that. Look what happened.
Hey, we could try again.
No, I'm talking about with the Ravens. We tried to get y'all the crown. Y'all ain't won.
Man, why are you going back to the Ravens, man? We talking baseball right now, man. We talking Yankees, man. We talking.
Yeah, man, you got it 2 times now.
We talking Yankees, man. Yeah, you're right. I got it 2 times. The Yankees got knocked out last year, and the Ravens got knocked out. But this year, man, and we got Garrett Cole, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We the prohibitive favorites, man. There's no excuse this year, man. If there's something to be pissed about, that'll probably stand with me for a whole off season. It's probably going to be the Yankees if they get knocked out this coming season again?
Well, all I'm saying is I'm pretty sure they cheated. I'm pretty sure they cheated on y'all.
Oh, I'm 100% confident that they cheated on us. I'm 100% confident. And I tell you what, because I already said on the show a few weeks ago that the Red Sox were kind of, making some changes with their roster anyway. So the Yankees were making moves, getting better, while the other teams were kind of standing pat or making some changes. Now that we got two powerhouse teams, managers fired.
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh man, should give me the trophy, man.
Hey man,
I should make the banner, man. I should just make the banner. 2020 World Series champs, New York Yankees, man.
Get it started. Hurry up, while the story's still fresh, man.
Yeah, word up, man. Just give us a trophy. Nobody else in that league is rocking with us right now.
Hey man.
Nobody else could touch the Yankees right now. We should be sweeping through the DS, through the CS, into the World Series. That's how it's going down, man. That's how I feel right now.
Just know I'm holding you to don't keep that same energy when it's time, man.
Look. You ain't got to worry about me not turning tables. If there's a situation where I'm gonna turn a table over, it's gonna be this situation because we just had two powerhouse American League teams lose their managers within a week. Not even within a week, within days.
Yeah.
And now they're probably gonna, try to, do something with their rosters or something like that. Now, did the Red Sox lose their GM also?
No, I don't know about the GM. I know about the Cora guy.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I take that back. The Red Sox fired the GM right after the season ended. So they already made that change. So
yeah.
Come on, man. I'm about to make the banner, man.
Yeah, man.
2020 World Series champs, man. New York Yankees, man. Let's get it.
Hey, man. I hope you're right, bro. That's all I can say.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. And Mocha Bella in the chat telling me to slow down. I'm like, nah, I'm not slowing down. Nah, not after this. Not after this. Not after this. This is a celebration. It's a celebration, bitches. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go, man.
Talk about the rest of these NFL games real quick, man.
Yeah. I tell you what, man. I'm not gonna.
I gotta start. I know.
Go ahead.
You might be climatic. That Chiefs Texas game.
Man.
I was sitting here getting my hair done. I'm sitting on my chair getting my hair done, whatever.
Right.
And I'm talking to Shorty. I'm like, man, I'm about to cut this game off. This some bullshit here. This is crazy what's happening right now. And I'm like, man, I'm telling you, if something don't happen real soon, I'm going to cut this game off and we about to be in here watching Netflix. I'm trying to tell you. And the second quarter came.
And get ready for a Titans-Texans AFC title game.
Man, when that second quarter came,
yeah.
Look, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it here.
Yep.
Because I heard Stephen A. said, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
It's a difference between, and I know this is throwing shade, but I don't mean it in a negative fashion.
I think I know where you're going with this. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it is what it is. It's the difference between a quarterback who can run and a quarterback who happens to run. It's a difference, man.
So is this Mahomes? This is comparing Mahomes to Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay. I figured that's where you're going. I do have a response to that, but I'll let you finish with. Yep.
Let's be clear. Lamar Jackson is the truth. I don't want nobody to think that I'm backsliding from that. I believe he can be one of the better quarterbacks in NFL history. I believe that.
Right.
But this Patrick Mahomes, dude, niggas that forget about Patrick Mahomes, though. Niggas that, he the highlights ain't quite as big as they were in his rookie year. Obviously, the stats aren't as and Ernest Gaudi, but like he was second in touchdowns this year.
Yep.
Like he was still up there stats wise. He just didn't do.
You said second in touchdowns?
Yeah, throwing touchdowns. It was Lamar Jackson and him.
And Mahomes?
Yeah.
I disagree. I disagree.
But I feel like that's what I heard.
I disagree with that.
Okay, tell me what.
Well, Jameis was number 2, I think, because we had the 30 and 30.
He had the who?
The 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. They were kind of making a big deal about that he was the first player to have 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. What's that?
Hold on, you just blew my mind. I never heard that. He's thrown 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions in a year?
Jameis Winston, this past season, yes.
Are you shitting me?
Bro, look it up.
I have not heard that all year. I have never heard that.
Really?
I have never heard like I feel like I'm less of a sports person, man. Like I've never heard that.
Oh, bro, look, okay, so I'm pulling.
Okay, so who's behind him? So it's got to be Mahomes behind him then.
Russell Wilson. Let me pull this up real quick.
Okay, just pull this fast up real quick, because you blowing my mind with this. I didn't. But that's why I heard somebody say that he was number 2, but that's fine. I can be wrong. Let's get the stat clear. Somebody said number 2 in touchdown passes. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Whoever told you that was incorrect. So okay. Lamar number 1, 36 touchdowns.
Right.
Number 2, Jameis Winston, 33 touchdowns, 30 interceptions.
Wow.
Yeah. And just real quickly, he got.
Don't go to rabbit hole, because I got so much to say about that.
No, I'm not. I want to tell you how he got his 30th interception.
Gonna be some shit.
Well.
Go ahead. Quarterback shit today.
Why you doing this? Why are you doing this? Nah. So this is how we got interception number 30. So it was them playing the Falcons week 17. The game went into overtime. The Bucks get the ball. He throws a pick 6. Game over. 30th interception.
Yo.
That's how we got it.
Look. Come on, I can't do this right now. I can't do this.
Come on, man. Come on, we got time, man. Let's do this, man.
We don't get the time.
Come on, man.
You're not about to draw me into this right now. You're not going to do this right now.
Hey, you took us off tangent, man. You got something about this Jameis throwing 30 and 30.
Nah, I didn't know that, dog. That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy, dog. 30 interceptions to 30 touchdowns or 33 touchdowns?
Yeah.
So he's just as good as a touchdown thrower as he is and let's be clear. Let me backtrack a little bit.
Yep.
Let me backtrack just a little bit.
Yep.
I understand that all 30 of those interceptions were not his fault.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just as well as I understand that if we being honest, play calling does have something to do with all the 33 interceptions he threw. So
yep.
I get it.
Yep.
Anybody who throws 30 interceptions, you got to get it different. If he need to change the scenery, which I said last year, if it's that, then and he gets to change the scenery, and all of a sudden he comes to the quarterback he all thought he was going to be,
yep.
then I have no problem recanting everything that I just said about him being some shit. But if he continues to stay in Tampa without a culture change, and he continues to do this, oh no, he's some shit, bro.
But they're going to keep him, and the reason they're going to keep him is because of the 33 touchdowns.
So the 33 don't mean nothing.
The 30 interceptions?
Yeah.
The 30 interceptions does mean something. If I had to place a wager, I would guess that Jameis can at least cut that down to about 19, 18 interceptions. Which still might not be good, but if he throws more touchdowns, then it's like, okay.
Next year, he don't need to throw no more than 7 to 10 interceptions.
I mean, Brett Favre, once upon a time, threw 20 interceptions in multiple seasons.
I believe that.
You know, and we don't say we don't say that about Brett Favre, but that's the past. We don't want to, go deep into that.
And then here's the other piece. How many bad seasons to good seasons has Brett Favre had in comparison to Jameis Winston?
That's true. That's true.
Look,
I'm not looking that up, but that I'll take your word for it.
Sure, yeah, but come on, man. That's not 30 interceptions. Look, 20 interceptions is a terrible season. 20 interceptions is a terrible season. 30 interceptions?
Well,
Has that even happened before?
What, 30 and 30?
No, 30 interceptions, period, in a season.
I don't know. The stat that they were saying that he was the first guy to throw 30 plus touchdowns, 30 plus interceptions.
I bet you it's because the 30 interceptions never happened before.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that doesn't mean that nobody else has thrown 30 interceptions before. They could have thrown 30 interceptions and maybe 20 touchdowns.
Man, I am willing to bet, and I'm willing to bet that nobody has ever thrown 30 interceptions before, and I'm open to being wrong. Let's be very clear on that. I'm willing to bet that nobody has ever thrown 30 interceptions before.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
I'm sure somebody will correct me really fast if that's the case.
We'll see. But Patrick Mahomes is number 8 in touchdown passes.
Okay.
Yes.
But am I correct with 26 touchdowns, or was it less than that?
No, it was 26 touchdowns.
Okay.
The people that got more: Wentz, Breeze, Garoppolo, Dak.
Okay. Well, all that to say, and like I said, I'll take being wrong.
Yep.
With Lamar Jackson's MVP season, which he deserved, niggas done forgot about Mahomes, dog. Niggas done forgot about Patrick Mahomes. This dude is still a beast. And when I say he's a beast, I mean he's a beast. And, look, did the Texans 100% shoot themselves in the foot on several occasions? 100%. 100%. This Bama threw 426 and 5 touchdowns Sunday.
Was that his numbers?
I want to say it was 426 and 5 touchdowns. You're gonna make me pull it up because I've been wrong a lot today. But I know for certain it was 5 touchdowns.
Okay. Yeah. He threw for 5 touchdowns. He definitely did that. 320. Hold on. I don't want to get the number mixed up either. 321 passing yards.
Okay.
53 rushing yards. 5 touchdowns. Say that again.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, led the team.
Okay. Okay. I'm not 100% on that, but okay. Yep. Yeah, no. Mahomes, did his thing on Sunday. The stats show it, the touchdowns show it.
Not just he's done it his thing all year. It's just been overshadowed because Lamar Jackson has been historically good.
So wait, you said he's done this all year?
He's been good all year.
Oh, okay.
He's been good all year. It's
Okay.
been overshadowed by the fact that Lamar Jackson has been historically good.
Oh, okay. Because I think and I don't want to go off on a tangent too much on Mahomes per se, but when he threw the 50 touchdowns last year, I remember us coming on and kind of thinking this could get cut to about maybe 30, 35 touchdowns.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Of course, nobody thought there was 50 touchdowns every year.
Right. And so he ended up with 26, and keep in mind he missed 2 games.
Yeah.
And that could easily be 10 touchdowns missing off of that.
I wouldn't be so jealous. I mean, I would say he could be over 30. He'd be over 30 touchdowns if had he not been into those 2 games.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I think.
And I'll add to that is that even when he came back, he wasn't 100% when he came back.
Right.
Might have been a little, So my point is that niggas have forgot forgot about Patrick Mahomes. And I'll admit I was in the bandwagon. Niggas have forgot about Patrick Mahomes. This dude is still the transcendent player that we thought he was last year. It's just that another transcendent player came in Lamar Jackson.
Right. So my response to everything that you said, and I don't want this to get lost in translation or, out of context or anything like that, but just to kind of break down what my experience was watching this football game. So I was at my uncle's. I think I said this 3 times already on the show already, but Sunday I was at my uncle's house. What's up?
I think, yeah, you've been telling your uncle that.
Yeah. So at his house Sunday, the game came on. So me and him, we were watching the first quarter, where basically the Texans got out to that big lead. I think it was 21-0, and then when we got in the truck to go home, they had just kicked that field goal to go up 24-0. Bruh, from the time we were in the car to when we got to the house was when, they came back, the Chiefs came back, 28, unanswered points there, and they actually had the lead at halftime. Let's be clear about something. What I take away from that football game is the fact that the special teams basically changed the direction of this football game. You can argue it on both sides. With the Texans, they had the block punt for the touchdown. They also had I guess Tyreek had a muff punt. Yeah. And that led to some points for the Texans. But on the Chiefs side of things, though, right? So you had a 58-yard kickoff return that set Mahomes up at the 30 or somewhere around there. You also had the dumbness of Bill O'Brien to go for a fake punt inside his own 30. The Chiefs special teams recovered that. They got that stop on 4th down, which set up Mahomes inside the 30. And then you had the fumble on the kickoff for the Texans, which set up the Chiefs inside the 10.
Yeah.
So, and again, I want to be clear about something. I'm not throwing shade at Patrick Mahomes. I acknowledge that he did his thing in this football game. Even into the third quarter, man. These were 7 straight drives of touchdowns. So it extends beyond, where they were set up in the field position game. It extends beyond that. Bruh, I can't front, man. I was so jealous that Patrick Mahomes was gifted 30 yards of field position twice and 10 yards another time. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, damn, like if Lamar Jackson was gifted 30 yards twice and another 10 yards on another drive, damn, would this game be so different? Meaning, I'm talking about the Ravens and Titans game being different, and all that. I say that all to say that I didn't have to watch this game to realize that I forgot about Patrick Mahomes. I didn't have to watch this game to realize that Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. I knew that going into watching these 2 football games over the weekend. I didn't. So the fact that people in the media were sort of making this narrative that there's a difference between a guy that can run and a guy that can't run at times, or however they kind of phrased it. I thought it was a little bit. I thought it was a little bit overstated, just because of the game and the way the game kind of played itself out. Again, when I watch this football game and I walk away from it, I just think about the special teams basically getting them back into this football game. And even when the Texans were up 24-0, my thought process was, okay, how are the Chiefs going to get back in this football game? What plays are the defense going to have to make to, kind of change the momentum? What plays were the special teams going to have to make to, allow this team to come back? Now, it happened so much quicker than I expected it to, because, even with them 24 down, I didn't think that the Chiefs were out of the football game entirely. I was like, oh, I got to watch this. I got to see what's going to happen. Unlike you wanted to cut the thing off. I was just like, yo, how are they going to make this comeback? You know what I'm saying? Oh, and by the way, Bill O'Brien needs to get fired.
Fired?
Yeah. Yeah. On everything I love, man, Bill O'Brien needs to get fired, man.
Okay. I can't say I agree or disagree. Obviously the conversation has been being had about whether he should be fired or not. I can't say he's. Oh man.
Here's where I'll defend Bill O'Brien on Sunday. Here's where I'll defend him. Because I think a lot of people, because I heard somebody on radio say that when they got stopped on third down, when they were up 21-0 and about to go and they were about to go up 28-0, I heard people say that Bill O'Brien should have gone for it on 4th and short and basically try to put the knife into the Chiefs. Me personally, I would have been okay with either decision, whether it was they were going to go for it on 4th down or just kick the field goal. I just hate the fact that they were indecisive about it, because if you notice, they were trying to get the play call in, and then they had to call a timeout to figure out what they were trying to do.
Right, and he said in the post game that he didn't have a good play in mind, which is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
But my thing was, why not take the point? You was in close range for the field goal. Now, it wasn't like a 40, 50-yard field goal. We were talking about a pretty makeable field goal.
Yep.
I thought it was an easy conversation to take the points and play defense when you got a 24-point cushion.
Yep. Yep.
So I wasn't mad at that. I wouldn't even. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't even have played the. Maybe we should go for a game, because while I understand that the points came easy, it wasn't like Houston was dominating the game. They when you really break it down, it was wish-washy plays.
Well, I talked about the special teams on the Texans where they got the block punt, and then they got the muff punt from Tyreek Hill.
The Carter cat who muffed it. So it's like, all right, okay. So but nonetheless, you do have the lead,
right?
Like with lead, you should have, if your offense is what your offense says it is, you should have another opportunity to score touchdowns, but take the points while you're here, and you already got a 21-point lead. So I'm not necessarily. I was okay with that.
I was okay with it too.
Yeah, I was 100% okay with that. I wasn't okay with the fake punt in your territory.
Oh man, that was just the dumbest thing you could have done.
Yeah, that wasn't okay.
That changed the game. That was the play that changed the momentum.
100%. So it's like
do you get the sense? I got a question for you. Do you get the sense that Bill O'Brien panicked when when the Chiefs scored their first touchdown?
I'm gonna say no, but I'll admit that I wasn't super intense, super attentive to the game.
Right.
I was watching it, but I was getting my head. I was having conversations, and what I'm saying, and
Right.
So I'll admit that I wasn't necessarily on the pulse of what was happening, even though I was watching the game.
Right.
So because of that, I'll say no. But what I will say is, look, they scored 7 points the rest of that game. Meanwhile, the Chiefs scored 51.
Yep.
And
yep.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who to. I don't know who to blame. I know what a momentum was lost.
Yeah, the coach.
And you know, but I'll say all that to say, see if you fire Bill O'Brien, getting back to your point.
Yep.
What happened? Like, because can we concisely say that he's the problem, or can we just say, oh, we firing him because of what happened here today or here Sunday?
I think if you fire him, I think it's a multitude of things. If you go back a week prior to the Buffalo game, that team was not ready to play. I mean, Buffalo went up 16-0 and pretty much was shut out the first half. And Deshaun Watson had to bounce off of 2 Buffalo Bills just to make something happen to pull that game out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say Bill O'Brien did something tactical to find a way to, win that football game. If you go back to years prior, where they were in the playoffs and they just fell short, I think it's a multitude of things that combined with what just recently happened to kind of justify Bill O'Brien, to lose his job.
Hey, and I tell you what, just to add another thorn in the side of Bill O'Brien.
Yep.
Derrick Henry ran all over his ass too in Week 17, and they lost that game.
Now, granted, I think they sat the starters because they had everything locked up.
I don't care. Derrick Henry ran roughshod over y'all.
Yeah, but did the Texans need the game though?
I don't care. I'm still.
I mean, what was they supposed to do? I mean, well, I guess you could say it's your division rival. Maybe you want to keep them out of the playoffs. So I kind of maybe get that line of thinking.
No, I can never defend being ran on for 180 yards.
Yeah, I mean they had second string guys out there, man. I mean,
I don't care. 180 yards, 180 yards.
Sure, but it's second.
180 yards, bro.
Look, it's second string guys out there. I'm not gonna kill the Texans for putting their practice squad guys out there against a fully loaded, a first string Titans team.
And I understand that logic as well. 180 yards is too much for me. Bring it down to about 140.
Sure. Just kind of getting back to the point about Bill O'Brien possibly being panicky once they scored that touchdown. I think the thing that most people are forgetting is that the Texans beat these same Chiefs back in Week 6. And it's funny because NFL Network was actually replaying that game a couple of days prior to the weekend. And I forgot how that game went. I mean, the Chiefs went up like 14-0 in that game, and then, the Texans, came back, they ran the football, they were able to, get themselves back in the game, take the lead, and they won the game, I think, 31-14. So my problem with Bill O'Brien possibly panicking, or even the fact or the idea that Bill O'Brien panicked, was that you beat the same football team weeks ago. And it's not like things drastically changed. I mean, when you played Mahomes hadn't got hurt yet. Tyreek Hill came back from that injury from a few weeks prior. So it's not like this team had, changed all that much. So for him to say, oh, I panicked, or, we knew that, they were going to score this amount of points, and the fact that maybe I didn't trust my defense, bro, you beat this team already. Why would you even think that, why would you even have that thought process?
Well,
I guess is my point.
I don't know what secondary player. I want to say it was Lonnie Johnson who they were referring to all game.
Yep.
Who they said he was going to have to play Kelsey one-on-one because they were dubbing Tyreek Hill.
Right.
And then Kelsey, and then Lonnie Johnson got injured, but then came back or something of that nature, and Kelsey just shat on him the entire game.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's be clear. Travis Kelsey shitted on that dude the entire game, and whoever else they tried to carry. It got to the point where they ended up doubling him and Tyreek Hill, to try to slow the bleeding down.
Yeah.
And that's it. Look, so this is what I was saying. Well, let's be clear. I know that Tyreek Hill is a speedster and a high flyer and all that.
Yep.
I don't see why they doubled him to start the game. They just doubled him. They and obviously it worked. He didn't really have any offensive impact in the game.
Right.
But then at the same time, then you let Kelsey go off. And then Damian Williams went off,
Yeah, and I think Sammy Watkins caught a couple catches with 10 yards of space. You know what I'm saying?
Damian Williams had two, maybe three. I want to say 2 touchdowns. I know he caught one. I know he ran 2. So yeah, he might have had 3 touchdowns.
Right.
So it's like, I just feel like they if I'm off rip, if I'm going to shit on Bill O'Brien, don't bother me double Tyreek Hill before he even went off. Because how do we know, dude, would have went off?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they just automatically gave him that respect as if to say none of their corners are good enough to play Tyreek Hill. And I get Tyreek Hill's fast, I get he's good.
Right.
But I would have did that right off rip. And then leave Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Knowing that the Texans aren't very good at covering tight ends. And they haven't been all season long.
And knowing that Travis Kelce is one of the better tight ends in the league.
Yeah. Yeah. If anything, you double that guy and take your chances with Tyreek Hill.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Crazy, man. Yeah. I made this point, and then we can move to the next games. I made this point on Twitter or somewhere else that if Bill O'Brien, was let go, they should go ahead and try to get Eric Bieniemy to be the head coach of the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a good fit. Now, do we not know what Bieniemy is as a head coach? No, we don't. But obviously, the opportunity will be there. And we could stop having this discussion about black coaches not, getting hired this offseason. So,
which is a valid conversation, I feel like.
Absolutely.
Because the nigga in Carolina, the nigga in freaking New York, and then this third cat, I'm drawing a blank on this third.
Oh, Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, the OC for the Vikings, right?
Yeah, this cat, all these cats getting jobs is comical to me, to say the least. Yeah, it's crazy. Smells of racial nepotism.
Oh, of course, man. I didn't even know who the guy was. I didn't even know he was the Vikings OC. Let me put it like that.
Neither did I, and even more to that, not to shit on the Vikings as that, but I mean, we could have got some better OCs over there.
Right.
We could have got some better OCs in Cleveland than him.
Yeah.
He wasn't good, but we definitely could have got better.
Because you know what this is, right? This is basically another Freddie Kitchens type of hire.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't know if this guy's going to be able to deal with Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Nick Chubb, and how to, deal with the talent and the egos and the personalities and things like that. We don't know about this guy. It's basically another Freddie Kitchens. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know nothing about him.
Hey, speaking of Vikings, man, RC's got a couple of comments here in the chat. They're real short here. He says, Fran Tarkenton threw more than 30 picks in a season, and so did Vinny Testaverde, and also George Blanda threw for over 30 picks twice.
So what are the names again?
Fran Tarkenton, who was a former Viking.
And he Hall of Famer, right?
Fran Tarkenton, is he? I don't think he's in.
Well, piece of shit. Go ahead.
I don't think he is, but
piece of shit.
Vinny Testaverde.
Piece of shit.
and George Blanda.
He's some shit.
And I know for certain that those last two guys aren't in the Hall of Fame. So
yeah, all three of them some shit.
Yeah, the 30 is the threshold, right? Like that.
30 has to be the threshold. No. Let me backtrack. No, 20 is the threshold. 30 is on a whole nother level.
Oh, okay. Because if 20 is the threshold, then we could point to guys like Dan Fouts, Dan Marino, John Elway.
Mm-hmm.
We could point to those guys too, because they've thrown over 20 picks in the season before. What's that?
Yeah, those cats got 20 interceptions in a year.
Oh, you mean the people I just named?
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out whenever you get a chance.
Yeah, they some shit that year.
Hey, I was gonna say, good idea in covering yourself that year.
No, I do this. They some shit that year.
Oh man.
30 fucking interceptions in a year?
Yeah. And here's RC again in the chat. He says Kenny Stabler did it, and he's a Hall of Famer too.
Yeah, he's some shit.
Whatever that year he threw 30. Oh man. So the Vikings, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't have much for this game, only because we were getting prepared to go to the Ravens game that day. So I missed.
I called this to be an upset, and I was confident in that.
Yep.
Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah. So much for that pick, right?
Yeah, and when they shut their running, and when we saw that running game was going to pretty much be shut down.
Yep.
I was like, oh, all right.
Yep.
All right.
It's gonna be a long day, right?
It was shown early that this wasn't going to be the Vikings day.
Right. I think the biggest surprise to me though was how much Tevin Coleman really got off on the Vikings defense. Because the Vikings defense, I mean, they're pretty stout up front. Like I don't recall many games where they've been gashed in the run game throughout the season.
Well, the two touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, were short yardage touchdowns.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And then I think he might have had a big run.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to say this like I'm taking something from him because 105 and 2 touchdowns anywhere is a good game, and I think it was off 22 carries.
Right.
So it's not. So he was after, without knowing being a mathematician, I'm confident that he was over 4 yards a carry.
Right.
So he had a game. He had a good game. I wouldn't say he had a get off game.
And he ran the ball a lot too, right?
Yeah. Well, he was.
I mean, not him. I mean the team overall. I would say they ran the ball a lot, right?
I would say nothing more than what they normally do.
Okay.
I mean, and I don't have the stats, but I wouldn't say it was like something crazy from what they normally do. No.
Right. Which still means they dictated the game and the pace and all that.
Oh, so. Yeah. No, it was just be very clear. Stephon Diggs caught his touchdown.
Yep.
And even that seemed like it was a great catch, and even that seemed like, oh, all right, yeah, you got one on me. But it didn't seem like the Vikings ever had control of this game.
Right.
Ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Man, it looked like San Fran, man. I told you last week I didn't believe that they would make the Super Bowl, and really, quite frankly, I didn't want them in the Super Bowl. To be quite honest with you.
Are you ready to concede that they're going to the bowl?
No, because I'm ready to concede that it's going to be Packers and Chiefs. And quite frankly, that was my pick probably around week 5, week 6, something like that, before the Ravens really started to take off.
Yeah.
That was my Super Bowl pick, Packers and Chiefs.
Yeah.
So
I still got the Packers going to the bowl. I don't think San Fran's going to beat Aaron Rodgers.
Not a second time anyway.
Yeah. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to go for it this time.
Yep.
And I just want to see. Look, I don't want to see Tannehill in the Super Bowl. Let me just get that.
I don't think anybody does.
I don't want to see Ryan Tannehill. I mean, would I love to see Derrick Henry run for 200 yards in a Super Bowl? Yes, but not at the expense of Tannehill being there.
Well, this whole narrative if the Titans make the Super Bowl, then Tannehill's going to be playing in the place where he started his career.
Yeah, I don't care about any of that.
No, I don't care about it either, but I'm just saying that that's what they're talking about out there.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, no, I don't want to see the Titans in the Super Bowl. I mean, like you said, Derrick Henry being in the Super Bowl and balling out, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
But that's it. That's where it stops.
Yep. And I tell you what, man, the Chiefs are gonna have a tough time trying to stop this guy.
Of course they are. He's probably going to run for 200 yards against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The difference, I feel like, is that they're going to be. He better be able to score 40 with that.
Well, it depends on if the game goes the way the Texans-Chiefs game goes. If special teams does what it did against the Texans, then yes, I could see them happening to try to score 40 because they've turned the ball over and they've given Mahomes, 30 yards to go 3 times. I could definitely see that, but
my point is, I don't think Mahomes is, and this is not to shit on the Titans defense, because I do think they're a good defense.
Yep.
I don't think they want this problem with Patrick Mahomes in that offense.
Well, and I think the way for them to not want them problems is to run Derrick Henry as much as they've been running on him.
And what I'm saying is they better score.
Oh, of course, yeah.
My point is, I don't think 28 points is going to be enough.
Ideally, no. And let's be clear, the Chiefs have been beaten, scoring 24 points. They've been beaten, a few times in the regular season. So, I just think it depends on how, it's going to depend on how the Titans manage the football game. If they can dictate time of possession, and like you said, they got to score touchdowns. They can't kick field goals. They can't turn the ball over. And their special teams, they got to be on it. They got to be on it on Sunday. They can't turn it over.
So do you realistically, and I'm talking about Sunday.
Yep.
Do you realistically see the Titans beating the Chiefs scoring less than 30 points?
Yes, I can. Okay. I can see that. I realistically can see that, even despite what we just saw a couple of days ago, despite the fact that, Mahomes is an animal and he could put up points, within 5 seconds. If the Titans, and let me be clear about something too. Not that this is, a real hot topic of comparison, but I'm pretty comfortable in saying that Mike Vrabel is a better coach than Bill O'Brien. I think I'm very comfortable in saying that.
Okay.
Mike Vrabel, I haven't seen him really mess anything up with the Titans, and not that I've watched a lot of Titans games, but
I mean, come out 2 9-7 seasons. I mean, and let's be clear.
Sure.
And let's be clear, they do play. Those are interdivision rivals. So it's like, I'm confident. I am confident in saying that without knowing for a fact that the Texans probably have a better record than the Titans in that matchup in 2 years.
Right. I think the Texans have a better roster than the Titans do. And I think that's the difference.
That's true too.
Yeah, I think just because Bill O'Brien's team has a better record doesn't necessarily mean that he's a better coach than.
No. Yeah, I don't know if I agree or disagree. Just because Vrabel, I don't have a lot to go on with Vrabel.
Right. Yeah, I just don't think Vrabel has enough like star power per se. It's Derrick Henry and that's it. With a couple, with some guys that, play solid. I think Byard's a really good safety. I think that kid, A.J. Brown, the rookie, I think that guy is, pretty good. We'll see what he does, in the future. I think they got some pretty good guys all around, but it's from. Yep. Who's that? That's the linebacker, right? Number 54?
No, it's a tackle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dory Jackson's a beast. Kenny Vaccaro, I wouldn't call Kenny Vaccaro a beast, but he's a solid. He's
solid for certain.
Yeah.
For certain. And RC's got something in the chat. He says Tennessee just can't fall behind early versus the Chiefs, or it's a wrap. I agree with that 100%.
Well, I tell you what, if there's a team that can put them behind early, it's Patrick Mahomes and them Chiefs.
Word up, man.
And you can count that. Let me say this: I'm confident that Dory Jackson is going to have to play Tyreek Hill straight up without a whole bunch of safety help.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We will see how that goes.
Yeah. No.
I think Dory Jackson is a beast. But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, for certain. So I guess it's safe to say we both got the Chiefs.
Yep.
And we both got the Packers, right? Yep. Okay. No doubt. Hey, you got anything on the Seahawks and Packers?
That game I did not watch.
Oh, okay.
I was hustling because I just got back from South Carolina this morning.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunday night. Yeah. So I didn't get to watch that game.
Oh, okay. Well, let me put it like this. I had the game on the TV, but it was more so watching us per se, and not that we were sleeping or anything. We were just kind of just doing stuff around the house, whatever. But what I did notice in the second half was that the Seahawks, as you know, they normally do with Russell Wilson, they make this comeback. You know what I'm saying? Russell Wilson finds a way, to try to get it done. And when that score was 28-23, and the Packers couldn't convert that fourth down, and the Seahawks got the ball back, in my mind, I'm like, yo, Russell Wilson's going to win this football game.
Yeah.
And then he took the sack on, I think, the second down. Couldn't convert that third and long, and then they decided to punt with like 2.5 minutes left in the game. And I'll be honest with you, I know Pete Carroll's been getting a lot of heat for that, but I think he made the right call because 3 timeouts, you got the 2-minute warning, and it's 2.5 minutes left in the game. And, Seattle's defense is okay. I mean, I wouldn't say, they're elite like they were, years past, but I think they, in my mind, I think they can get off the field, in 3 plays.
Yeah.
That man, Aaron Rodgers, man, he had a couple of third down. I mean, it was 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. He hit Devontae Adams over to the right down the field to convert that first down. I'm like, wow. like this man is not playing. Like it's no joke. Like this man wants to get back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like I am not giving this ball back to Russell Wilson.
So let's play this game. Let's play this game three weeks in advance.
Yep.
Because we both think the Chiefs will win, and we both think the Packers will win.
Yep.
Mahomes versus Rodgers. Who you got?
I
got the Chiefs.
You said you got the Chiefs?
Yep.
Okay. Let's play this game then. I'm gonna go different than you because I know in my heart, I know in my head that the Chiefs will probably win that matchup. But I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers.
I ain't mad at that.
I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers, man, because as I said last week, he's basically sort of been like the veteran of the final 8 teams, in terms of the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got this whole thing to himself where it's like, yo, time's running out. I'm 36 years old. I got to get this thing like now.
Yeah.
Because if I don't get it now, then the Mahomes is going to get it. Lamar's going to get it. Deshaun's going to get it. I got to get it now. So.
Yeah, I think if everything pans out, I think this is going to be the official. This Super Bowl when the Chiefs beat the Packers is going to be the official passing of the torch. The old niggas are going to no longer have the throne.
Right.
When Mahomes shows up Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl.
And 2 things to that. In addition, we would finally get the matchup that we wanted to see earlier in the season. Because remember, it was Matt Moore at quarterback when they played the Chiefs.
Right.
And everybody was so bummed out that they couldn't get the quarterback matchup. So we would get that finally. Number two, I wouldn't mind the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. I would be happy more so for Andy Reid than Mahomes per se. I'd still be happy for Mahomes, but I would be more so for Andy Reid because he would finally get that monkey off his back.
Right. I'm with you.
So yeah, man. If you ain't got nothing else, man, I'm about to head downstairs and call it a night, man.
Not a damn thing. I just had to pee for like 30 minutes.
No doubt. Yeah, man. So everybody, we appreciate y'all. Shout out to RC, shout out to Mocha, shout out to Fame and Prospect up in the chat. Just a reminder, folks, you can catch this episode on our website at barbershopsportstalkpodcast.com. Also, follow us on social media on the Twitter account at barbershopspor2. Also, you can find us on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast, and you can find us on the Facebook page as well. We also are on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you got any questions or comments about the show, man, just hit us up. The email is at it's barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com. So Maestro Styles and Trey Frazier, we signing off. We're gonna be back next week, wrapping up the title games and getting ready for the Super Bowl, man. So if you got nothing else, man, we out of here.
All right.
All right, man.
Peace.
Peace.